Welcome to my video. Jodi Arias, death row transport. With a hung jury a week ago, it's possible that Jodi Arias may be transported as a death row prisoner. Question mark. The reason for the question mark is because it's pending. However, taking the scenario that she is given the death penalty, Jodi Arias would change her uniform from striped to an orange jumpsuit. She will be classified a code red prisoner if she receives the death penalty or if the department designates her to be a high-risk inmate. Jodi Arias will wear a stun belt designed for behaviors while on transport or during the courtroom. She will be applied full restraints, which will consist of belly chains and leg irons, either iron or leather. Because of her classification assessment, she will be in top and bottom restraints. She may also be outfitted with a immobilization belt, which provides a safe and effective means of security during high transports, high control transports, and code red transports. Very important you understand that death row inmates, gang members, etc. are code red inmate transports. The belt shall be used for inmates classified as a security threat group, gang, validated gang, or a pending gang validation, death row, or identified as a high escape risk. A form will be used before the application and assignment of such a belt, where the inmates shall sign, read, and date, and if unable to read, staff member will read a form, and an interpreter will be provided if needed as well. If the inmate refuses, it shall be noted on the form, and 2 staff members will witness the inmate's refusal, name and badge number. Remember that in all situations there are discretionary decisions that can be made by wardens, deputy wardens, and offender support service bureau administrators, and allow this to be done on a case by case. Whether or not exceptions will be made for Jodi Arias remains to be seen, as that is classified information. Inmates who exhibit hostile behavior or pose to be an escape security risk may be subject to use of the belt. The belt has an audible warning tone and a verbal command from staff to serve as a warning and shall be used when possible to control behavior. However, inmates' acts of aggression or attempts to escape shall warrant immediate and swift response. Justifications: attempt to escape or assault, exhibit any outburst or movements which appear to be threatening escape or assault, failure to comply with lawful direction of the assigned staff. Very strict. The attempt to tamper with the device, a second activation may be initiated if the inmate engages in further resistance, and when the belt is activated by escorting staff, the inmate shall be immediately secured with full appropriate restraint gears in order to regain full control. Remember, there are times where the mechanical devices are removed but the belt remains. More than 2 activations shall be used if an inmate is still actively attempting to assault or escape, and if the inmate's actions are limited to resistance to be secured, other restraint techniques shall be exhausted prior to additional activations. Most of the time, 2 activations is all that's required when there's non-compliance. The staff must seek attention from health staff upon arrival, and when the inmate is no longer a threat and secured, they shall photograph the contact marks, and they shall consider this use of device a significant incident or a serious incident that requires a full use of force report. Remember that any activation of the belt by a staff member shall require the completion of the information reports and the appropriate user form that will be reviewed by the Chief of Security for appropriateness of the use, and all notifications shall be made and required documentation submitted in a timely manner. Very delicate process that takes place in order to assure that the activation of the belt is justified. The electronic belt shall not be used on persons having a known heart disease, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy. When an inmate is pregnant, or unlawfully threaten, coerce, harass, taunt, or abuse any person. It cannot be used in any form of horseplay. Again, this is speculation if Jodi Arias gets the death penalty. When a belt is activated against an inmate, staff shall notify their chain of command and update the electronic immobilization checklist that's with them and all the other files and reports that are taken to the DOC for processing at the intake. Again, remember, this is for a death row prisoner or someone designated by the department to be a high risk. When activated, the stun belt shocks his wearer for 8 seconds with 3 to 4 milliamps and 50,000 volts of continuous stun power. The pain's been described as devastating as it knocks most of the victims on the floor, where they make an uncontrollable shake and remain incapacitated for as long as 15 minutes. 2 metal prongs positioned just above the left kidney leaves welts that can take up to 6 months to heal. It may sound like a severe device, but it's an alternative for the use of physical force, as it incapacitates the inmate for long enough to be fully restrained again. She will step on one of the transport vans that'll be ready for her. There will be an appropriate escort, and she'll be welcomed to Perryville. She will go through the back and intake. She will be processed, and it's very likely that because of the high profile that she has attained, she will at one time or another meet and have the pleasure of meeting the warden, Judy Frigo, who is a very well experienced and outstanding individual.